Hello and welcome to episode 138 of Ready to Mosh. I'm Kev P, and alongside me is the driller to my killer. It's Jen G.
Hello.
Hello. You alright?
Yes, thank you for asking.
That's alright, you told me off last time.
I just merely made a comment that I always ask how you are, but you never ask how I am.
I don't think that's true. I think I have before.
I mean, you do in real life.
Yeah, don't just blank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, as part of our Uprising specials, we've got another interview, and it's with a band that we actually spoke to one of the members of Bloodstock. And we said at the time that we really wanted to get them on the pod. And then it turned out they were going to be playing Uprising this year. And we managed to make it happen.
We did, yeah. So, we were very excited for this one, having seen them open up the main stage on Bloodstock Saturday last year.
Yeah, they were absolutely amazing. And we can't wait to see them again at Uprising this year. So this is an interview with Charlie and Simon from Seething, Akira.
Okay, so we've got another guest interview today. We've got Simon and Charlie from Seething Akira. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, good, thank you. So thank you for joining us. And the first question is, I know you've just been away, Charlie. I'm not sure about you, Simon, but did you have a good holiday?
Oh, it was amazing. That's why I'm completely out of sorts at the moment. I'm on sort of jet lag at the moment. So when I completely lose trail of thought and can't talk, you'll have to forgive me. But yeah, away for 2.5 weeks, a real recharge, and yeah, just been phenomenal, really. But now I'm back in the real world.
Have you been away as well, Simon, or have you just been in the
No,
movie?
I was just enjoying the pictures online of what we were doing. Envious of all the meals out and the drink and the weather, and just sitting on my Todd.
I missed you, mate. I missed you so bad.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
So you guys have been around a while now. How has your kind of music evolved and changed over the years?
Wow, that's quite a vast one, really. That's pretty vast. It's interesting. I mean, when we first kind of kicked off, we really wanted to, I guess as everyone does, combine elements that we really enjoy in music, and that was pretty much at the time. It was like almost hip hop with electronic and metal, so a real mishmash of everything. That's what we always do, really. But it started off way lower BPMs, more kind of hip hoppy based with rap and bringing in those guitars. But over the years, we've I know it's kind of like a swear word these days, right? But we've had a bit of dubstep in there. We kind of like just moved around genres a bit, and now it's only really the past maybe I would say 3 years where we've really zoomed in on what the sound Seething Akira was meant to be. So we've taken forever to come to what we think the sound is. And yeah, now kind of like the most recent stuff is what we consider Seething Akira is. And I still don't know what that is. But yeah, what you hear is us.
And tell us about your songwriting process as well, because obviously there are a lot of different layers within the music. So how does a song come to life for you?
I'll do that one, Charlie. Go on then.
Yeah, go on. Why not?
Well, if every track's different. So we've just completed an album which is due to be released soon. So watch your space. But
you dropped that one pretty quick, didn't you? That was under the radar there.
Well, it's we've got to talk about this because our writing process has changed, and especially on this last album, it's very much a mixture of Charlie, John, the other guitarist, and myself do kind of foundations. Some tracks would start with synth ideas from Charlie, others would start with riff ideas from myself or John, and then we would just make a small change or throw in an idea, throw it at the group, and then we would all add to it. And that's basically been the whole process on the newer album. Previous albums, Charlie has actually written guitar parts, like MIDI guitar parts, haven't you?
Yeah. Then I was told not to do that anymore with these two guys. Then I got relegated in my own band.
John would bring to the table like complete songs, and we would mutilate them and basically just strip apart and work on them. Same with a few songs that I did. I'd bring a full idea to the table and then we'd dissect it and grab bits and change bits. But it works well, and I like the dynamic we've got. Really kind of works because we've all got an ear for a different thing. So we do a riff, Charlie listen to it and go, oh, I've got a cracking synth idea, or I know something that will go with that, or a sound that will complement it, and then he'll throw it in, and then we go, wow, we can then adapt this riff and go from there. Poor old Stu though on drums you've probably heard this from other bands, when a guitarist writes drum fills and drum parts, like it's like the drummer's got 3 legs and is capable of doing blast beats at 300 BPM. But it's never the case. So you throw it at Stu and he's like, oh, for God's sake, guys, not again.
And what's your favourite song that you've written so far?
It's probably on the new album, so I can't say. So that's an easy answer for me there.
Wow, what a cop out.
Well, of the previous 3 albums then?
Probably Smile Thief. Just, I love playing that song. Gets me in the mood. Gets the crowd in the mood. Yeah, really good. High energy.
I think my favorite's probably a song called Metaphors. It's just something that's gone down really well live. And it's quite hooky. And we had no idea that it was going to go the route that it did and be like as popular as it has been. So that's always just a great surprise. I just love it when people are interacting and enjoying the song. So I get real enjoyment out of that, seeing kind of crowd reaction. So yeah, Metaphors is the one for me.
And for someone who's never listened to Seething Akira before, what 3 tracks would you recommend they listen to as a starting point?
I'd say Metaphors.
Smile Thief.
Punishment Instructions is one that I would say as well. Kind of like upbeat, high tempo. It's very kind of Seething Akira DNA. 101. So yeah, I'd say Metaphors, Punishment Instructions. And we say Smile Thief, Simon, and we join on this one.
Yeah.
There we go.
And obviously, we know there's a new album coming, but at what point do you guys start writing new music?
Well, I think really we're always writing. It never really changes. It just kind of slows down or speeds up depending on deadlines. I mean, the past kind of 3 years, in the space of 2.5 years, we got 2 albums done pretty fast. Kind of like riding a wave. We had some growth and we wanted to capitalize on that. So we had to keep moving forward and keep writing, which is always good, but it's, it's a long process. It takes us probably, I think realistically about 11 months to kind of write an album. And then you've got the whole recording process. So for example, now we have we have the latest album, coming this year. We've taken a little bit of a breather off the back of that. And, typically we would have released something since the last time we had, and from now anyway. So this is almost a bit of a quiet time, but we really wanted to kind of take a breath. Past 3 years have been pretty crazy, write the best material that we could. So we're always got our ear out for a sound or, something that works. That often I'll just be sitting here at this very chair, just, it's kind of, it's my escape really, writing music, like thoroughly enjoy it. So it's never really a hardship. So that was a real long answer to a short question, right? But yeah, all the time. It never stops.
We saw you open up the main stage at Bloodstock on the Saturday last year. Was that the earliest stage time you've had? And was it hard to kind of get into that zone that time of day?
Yes, it was the earliest we've had, but no, it wasn't hard. Not on that stage and not in front of everybody. I mean, sorry, Simon, I'm babbling, aren't I? But yeah, overall, just incredible. I mean, firstly, thank you guys for coming, because we were very concerned about, how many people would come at that time in the morning. Everyone's got hangovers, right? And wanting to stay in their tent and chill. So thank you both. Yeah, no, not hard in the slightest. It never is when we're on stage. It's just, that's the real reason why we're there, is for live performances. And it's rare we're not motivated to do that, whether it's in front of thousands or 2 people. just love playing, love doing what we do.
And one of the things that really fascinated me is that you've got the backdrops that you were using for your set. You've got clips from Driller Killer. I think there were clips from Jaws. But why Alan Titchmarsh?
A question for Kit, isn't it? Shame he's not here.
Yeah, so Kit has well, he built that video wall for us at Bloodstock. And he loves to throw curveballs out there. I'm a huge horror fan, a huge like 80s movie fan. So stuff like Jaws, Driller Killer, all that sort of stuff being in there. We had like Conan the Barbarian, everything. All of that was like really good fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kit actually came to me, and I think it was during one of our songs called Kenneth Dopeland. He threw in a load of ground force. That's it, ground force.
Ground force, yeah.
And he just said, look, I'm just going to make this one ground force, loads of Titchmarsh, speed it up, make it go a little bit more psychedelic towards the end of the track. And man, could not deny that. Sounded like a great idea.
It was one of the best
thank you.
backdrops I'd seen all weekend.
Oh, thank you. Good.
I loved all the use of the kind of like the old sort of like 70s kind of horror stuff.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I remember saying to you when we were watching it, was that Alan Titchmarsh?
Do you know what the idea of that was? Half stolen from you guys heard of Carpenter Brute?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched those guys, or myself and Kit watched them at Arctangent a few years ago, and he had a really cool backdrop which was just had loads of old 80s and 70s stuff. And I just remember watching that. I'm a huge Carpenter Brute fan anyway, but I was like, Kit, like this is such an added dynamic that I don't think people neglect, but it's so easy to not put the work in for that stuff. And if you have the ability, if you have a backdrop, you can make the show look just so much more engaging. So yeah, kind of stole that from Carpenter Brute.
And we saw that you did an acoustic set at Takedown Festival last year. Is that something that you would want to do again?
Interesting one, that. The guys, well, I'm always up for doing that. I've got I've been in a kind of folk rock band in the past, which is very much acoustic with a cajon playing and stuff. So I'm kind of used to that. Say that again?
Sorry to hear that, mate.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, I'm very much used to it. I was, really up and embraced kind of converting these songs, which are nowhere near written for that genre or that style, and transposing them and making them work, for an unplugged acoustic gig where there's not a laptop inside. But yeah, Charlie and Kit, you both were very worried about what, how it was going to sound, how it would work. But I think as soon as we got a few songs down and started, you heard how it was sounding and how the songs came together. Then yeah, we just all embraced it, didn't we? And we loved every second of it. I came up with an idea of doing an evening with Steve and Akira where we would do an acoustic set and 2 live sets. But these guys are a bit old now and are like, how can we keep up with that for a whole evening?
Okay, so I don't remember the conversation going like that, but that's fine. That's fine. No, I completely agree. Absolutely loved the acoustic set when we did it in the end. I mean, we were a little bit nervy about doing it. I think, myself and Kit in particular, we used to being backed by this wall of sound, and we could just run around like absolute knobheads, just doing what we do. And that full focus where you're like, completely naked in front of people. We were just nervous about it, and we just wanted to make sure that the tune sounded right, as Simon says. To convert those sorts of songs to acoustic was actually, I don't know, Si, it wasn't hard, right? But it did take a lot of thought.
Yeah, to make it sound fitting. Instead of
I'd do it again, but I think it needs to be really special occasion. Don't want to do it all the time. That'd be weird.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the quickfire round now. There are no right or wrong answers. Just go with whatever comes into your head.
Scary.
And first question is, who is the most famous person you've met?
Princess Anne.
Okay,
is it Trevor McDonald from How To? Is it Trevor? No, not Trevor McDonald. What's his name? What is his name?
From How To was
yeah, what's his name?
How For Now.
So famous, I can't remember his name. That guy.
Oh Christ, what's his name?
I don't know.
So, are we thinking Gareth Jones?
No, don't think it's him. Who's the other guy?
Ooh,
Fred Dinage.
Fred Dinage, that's the guy.
Fred
Fred
Dinage.
Dinage, Trevor McDonald. Like, how did you?
I must admit, that's quite a leap.
We got there in the end.
Where has been the best crowd you've played to?
Oh man, You said there's no wrong or right answers, right?
Correct.
Mm.
I feel like we'll get splinters here. There's been so many. Like, it's just best crowd.
That's a sign that you're doing the right performances. If you're struggling to pick a crowd,
You're awesome. I like you. That's it generally is really hard. There's been so many times where it's been just awesome. I really can't name one. So have you got a standout? Because I literally can't.
Standout for me is probably the Bloodstock where we were on second stage.
Oh, the Sophie stage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was big because that was just out of lockdown, and it was quite emotional at the same time. Like we had had one more gig before that, which was in this tiny little venue called Bar 42 in Worthing. Awesome place. Sadly, no longer there. And I think what's the maximum cap in there? Like 80, something like that.
Yeah.
Real small
Jeez.
little venue. And within a week after that was our first gig back after that, whatever, 2-year break. And then we were straight on the Sophie stage. And yeah, it was emotional. My bottom lip was quivering. Like it literally was quivering. In between tracks, I was like, I can't believe this is happening. That was amazing. Yeah, but so many, I don't know.
if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
When you say food, could it be a meal or is it one item?
One item.
Harder, even harder. I think. So have you got one? It's a food question. It's going to take me at least an hour.
Well, I'm pizza because you have it hot and cold. I don't know what type of pizza, but if I can only have one, I'd have to think about it hard and make a decision.
That's a clever answer.
Meat Feast pizza. There you go.
Meat Feast pizza.
The rest of my life.
I'll just go crisps. Like that's my, then they're great for you. They give you all the vitamins that you need, ready, available. Yeah, crisps.
And that brings us on to the next question, which is, what are your favourite crisps?
Do you know what?
Quavers.
Quavers. It's pickled onion Monster Munch for sure.
That's a popular one, isn't it, Monster Munch?
Yeah, there's been a few for Quavers lately.
Yeah.
I think there's been a couple Quavers. Yeah, maybe it's making a comeback.
Are you guys keeping a tally?
We are doing.
We are.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's the one question we're asking every band this year, then we're going to do a poll at the end of the year.
Nice.
What's your favourite pie? I'm getting all the food ones.
Steak pie.
Liking that choice.
Just steak, or not like steak and ale or anything like that.
Just
Sorry,
steak.
Just steak. Chicken and ham hock pie.
Ah, that's a new one.
If you could banish one song from the face of the earth, what would it be?
Anything acoustic by Stephen Akira.
You said you liked it.
Yeah, just trying to, be nice to you.
I don't know. Would I not want to listen to ever again in my life? Or anyone else in that fact? I'll get back to you on that.
God, do you know what? This is really weird because I'm so used to bitching about stuff, and I'm actually struggling right now because I'm on the spot. Must be the jet lag. I don't know. Pretty much anything Celine Dion, really.
Good share. What's the worst injury you've ever had?
It's injury. I barely do any sport, so there's not been much. I think I sprained an ankle once. Yeah, nothing really to talk about.
I shattered my right hand. So I had multiple breaks in here and something called a K wire. Probably can't. I don't even be able to see it. There's a little hole in here where they insert a wire in to make sure that your bones don't fall out of line when you've got a break on your wrist. Yeah, that's got to be my worst, I think.
If it's not, then we're in trouble.
It is.
Final quickfire then. What was your best subject at school?
Mine was art.
Best as in we were best at or best enjoyed?
That's that.
Best at. I was really good at maths, but I really don't know what happened because I am shocking at maths now.
Right, so back to the normal questions. Obviously, you guys have had a little bit of a break, but how do you kind of prepare for a tour?
Practice, backing tracks, lots of background stuff to go in. But no, we like to do like all day practices, where we can just sit down in a room, we can go through the set, decide on a set order, talk about logistics and just hammer it all out in a full day. We generally do a couple of those before going off on a run of dates.
Yeah, closer to the tour, we start to, it's kind of like top heavy. So if we don't have a lot of shows going on, then we'll hit up with each other like every few weeks. But getting close to that tour, then it all gets a bit intense. All the questions come in, and as Si says, we like to get in a room for, kind of like 7 hours at a time. So you're not rushing anything. You can sit down, you can chat, you can also kind of like socialize again. It's so much harder. I know we have stuff like Zoom, right? But there's 6 members in our band, and it's hard to pull everyone together unless you've got something going on like a tour. But echoing what Sty says, really get through those sets, get them sounding great. Checking out the venues, of course, that you're going to be visiting. See if you can get any good advance information. Because so many gotchas, right? Over the years of doing this stuff. But lots of talking and prep.
You've played a lot of festivals so far. Which one has been your favourite?
So you can't. I don't know. Yes, that's really hard to answer, isn't it? Really hard to answer. You almost shouldn't answer that kind of question.
Well, you've played some huge festivals, though.
Do you know what? Sounds like a cop out, but it's the truth, really. So many festivals had different things about them that have made them special. Like, Download was special because we were playing Download, and from being a kid, watching it, going there, there's that special feeling of saying, "Okay, guys, we are playing Download." That was amazing. Bloodstock. I mean, I can't tell you how close they are to my heart through the Metal to the Masses, to the Sophie, to the Bonnie James Dio stage. That's something really, really important to me, just working through that. I was never a fan of kind of music competitions and so on, but to see how the Metal to the Masses works, it flipped on my head. That sort of thing is amazing. It's kind of off subject, but all of that obviously adds to why Bloodstock is so special. But also festivals such as Festival de Musique in Europe. We've played a couple of times in Belgium, in Liège, and anytime we go over to Europe, it's really a real special feeling being in front of people that just just slightly different cultures. There's something else that you get there. So being so far away from home as well. So and then there's like Victorious, which is right on our doorstep. We've played just looking out over the harbour. And so, they're all special for different reasons. I can't really pinpoint one as ever being the best for me.
I think also with Bloodstock, aren't you one of only, I think it's about 3 or 4 bands that have gone from New Blood, Sophie, Main?
Do you know what? We've tried to figure that out, and I've never really got to the bottom of it. So if you do know those bands, I'd love to know. I knew that there was definitely another 2.
Yeah,
but I didn't know who it was.
I can't remember who they are, but I'm sure it's a very, very small amount of bands. I think it must only be 3 or 4 at the most, including you.
Blows my mind. Like, it absolutely blows my mind. We never thought that would be the case for Bloodstock either. Like, even the Metal to the Masses, our style, we had just preconceptions about the music that was played at Bloodstock. We didn't really get it until we got there through Metal to the Masses, and since then I was just hooked on that place. It's just the biggest community festival like you can go to. Like it's just special. But that's really cool. Yeah, I'd love to know the other bands. For some reason, I was thinking Evil Scarecrow might have been one.
I think Evil Scarecrow might be.
Yeah, could be, right?
But I'll tell you what, I will do some research over the next couple of days and I'll come back to you guys and tell you what they are.
Please do. Please do.
You're supporting Breed 77 on their kind of tour. We spoke to them a couple of weeks ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, how did the tour with Breed 77 come around?
That was through our booking agent, Heliocentric. I actually saw that Breed were doing some dates after Uprising, and the moment that popped up, I got onto our booking agent and said, "Look, this would be ideal. This would be a great one." Breed. There's certainly an element of knowing that them having that kind of time away and coming back, it would be, it's quite exciting. I know Simon was quite a fan.
Yeah, one of the go-to listens when I was a spotty teenager flicking between Scuzz and Kerrang.
But when seeing those dates and knowing that we were both playing Uprising, the booking agent approached, and it was a really nice day to get the offer to join them, and fantastic. I mean, I know, that it's a small run of dates, and I know they were just trying to build something around the festival because they were over there, and that's, I think they're going to be doing more later on. But it also really fit well for Seething Akira and for us with what we've got coming later on in the year as well, to have a little kind of trip out, effectively around Uprising. So it all just stars aligned, worked out great, and I'm super hyped. I think it's going to be some really good dates with those guys. I can feel it in my bones. It's going to be some good shows.
And we're going to be seeing you at Uprising next week. Have you been to Uprising before at all, either played or watched?
No, neither of them. Never been, never played. I've never been in that venue for anything. So I can't wait. Is it good?
It's a great venue. Yeah, it's a really, really good venue. Really well set out, and every stage always gets packed, doesn't it? Doesn't matter what time of day it is, everybody's there kind of like all day, and it just gets heaving.
Sweet. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I absolutely can't wait. Again, we got that offer last year, and I'd seen, I had friends that had gone, and quite a few people had told me that it's again another kind of quite community based festival, and looks really good. And I actually know a couple of guys that have played before. So it didn't take much for us to say absolutely, would love to join.
And what kind of set can we expect at Uprising? Is it going to be almost a greatest hits of the...
Not acoustic.
Not acoustic.
So it's excuse me. It's a reasonable mix actually. Again, because of the nature of the festival and the nature of shows that we play, we do try and tailor the set to kind of fit these things. You have some heavier tunes, you have some more dancier tunes, but for Uprising, you kind of look at the lineup and you look at the other bands, and it is quite of a mixture. So we've done the same with the set. We've got some real high tempo, we've got some heavies, and we might have the odd new song as well. Maybe, I don't know. Simon, can you confirm?
I cannot confirm nor deny. We have new songs in the set.
And will you have a chance to watch any of the other bands at Uprising? And if so, anyone in particular you're looking forward to?
100%. Breeze 77, I absolutely will be watching. I'm a little bit gutted actually, because I think we're not going to be able to do it because we're crossing over. But we're friends with the guys in Tribe of Ghosts, and love those guys to pieces. Sedge is going to kill me, but I think they're on just before we play, so we're more than likely setting up. So that's gonna,
they finish just as we start
already. Okay, so we're shafted then. So all right, I think. Okay, Cool. So we won't be watching a great band. Catatonia as well. But I'm a mingler for sure. I want to be there all day and just wandering around watching as many bands as I can.
I'm sure, because we spoke to Tribe of Ghosts, was it last week?
It was on Monday.
Oh, it was Monday. It was
Mm.
that. It was that recent. My brain's not with it. And I'm sure they said that they wanted to see you guys.
Pretty sure they did.
100% sure.
But they also mentioned you.
And they mentioned the crossover too.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's good to know. I'll give them a hug, I think, when I see them. But yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, they finish, you start, so they might get to see you if they run off stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said exactly the same thing about you. It's like we said who if you're staying, who you're looking forward to seeing, and you guys were the first names they came out with.
Oh, they're awesome bunch, great music, love what they're doing. Just again like proper unique stuff. And yeah, I've known the guys from other bands in the past, and I think they've taken off really well, and it's just one for the future for sure as well. Really, really good band, going places.
So, final question, and most important question. Album 4 we know is out this year. When can we expect to hear something from it? And when can we expect to see it released?
They are very good questions, aren't they, Charlie?
Aren't they just? If I knew, I'd tell you. Or would I? I might not tell you, even if I knew. All depends. What excuse me, what I can say is the release schedule will almost definitely be similar to release schedules in the past, where we've released maybe say 4 singles, one every month. It's just simply, it's kind of more relevant now to have a constant feed as opposed to one single drop. It's just just the way of the world. It's much easier to do it like that, and you get more exposure. So I think really you're looking at something new within the next few months, and a full album release probably can't hold me to this, probably around September time, and that'll be the entire album around that. But you'll have a lead up and singles and videos and so on.
I'm so looking forward to seeing videos, hearing the songs. Can't wait.
Oh, it's good to hear. Good to hear. Can't wait to show you guys. I mean, as every band will tell you, most recent material, we think it's our best, and it's just as it is. But genuinely, we are super excited. We've been sitting on it for a little bit of time, as I said, just trying to get the right kind of schedule behind it and release it correctly. But we're really excited about the songs, so it'd be really nice to play some of them live potentially very soon.
Right, well, Simon, Charlie, thank you so much for joining us. It was absolutely amazing to chat with you guys, and we can't wait to see you at Uprising, and we really can't wait for that new album.
Honestly, thank you so much, and sorry about being so late on the response on this stuff, guys. I felt like terrible. I've been rubbish. I dropped the ball, so to slap me later. But yeah, we'll see you at Uprising for sure. Grab a drink and stuff and have a chat. It'd be amazing.
So we hope you enjoyed listening to our chat with Simon and Charlie. As we've already mentioned, they are going to be playing at Uprising. They're on the main stage, so if you go into the festival, make sure you do check them out because they are awesome live. They've also got a whole load of other dates throughout the year, including those dates with Breed 77 straight after Uprising. And go check out their socials so you can see where else they're going to be playing. So if you're not at Uprising, but they are nearby you, make sure you give them a watch. You can find their socials, just search for Seething Akira on the usual places. And if you want to check out our socials, if you haven't already, we're on Instagram, Twitter, or as it's known now, X, and Threads at Ready to Mosh Cast, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at Ready to Mosh. We've also now got a Patreon. We just have one level at the moment, which is £3 a month. And for that, you get to listen to all of the outtakes from the show. You get to listen to the episode 24 hours before anyone else, wherever possible. And you also get advance information on what we've got coming up for the following month. If you'd like to support the podcast for free, then please give us a 5-star rating and a lovely review on whatever platform you're listening to, and give us a like, share and a follow on all of the socials that I've just mentioned. And we'll be back soon with another episode. There's something in the water, Moog.